Welcome to the Literary Titan podcast. In every episode, we dive into a book we've just read and share our thoughts. From best-selling authors to rising literary stars, we dive into the heart of each book, its themes, its characters, and the meaning tucked between the lines. We read it. Now let's talk about it.
Hey there. Thanks for tuning in. Today I'll be talking about Orphan's Quest by Terry Ironwood. And I've got some thoughts, so let's get into it. Orphan's Quest is the first volume in the Great Forget Fantasy series by Terry Ironwood. It tells the story of Chip, a red-eyed orphan cast aside by a callous king and taken in by those more compassionate. Born with a mysterious past and even stranger powers, Chip's journey begins as a downtrodden kitchen help and rises through intense training, unlikely friendships, and internal transformation. Along the way, he grapples with pain, prejudice, and the desire to belong, all under the watchful eyes of a wise wizard and a relentless weapons master. The novel is both a classic coming-of-age tale and a deep dive into themes of identity, purpose, and the price of inner strength. Ironwood writes with clear affection for the genre, but more than that, there's a beating heart underneath the swords and magic. Chip's suffering is brutal. It's unflinchingly described in scenes of abuse and neglect, but the story never gives in to despair. Instead, there's a subtle power in Chip's perseverance that made me root for him harder than I have for most heroes. The prose is straightforward, sometimes even plain, but that simplicity works here. It never distracts from the raw emotions or the clarity of the story's moral compass. There are moments, especially the training montages and Chip's early friendships, where I was completely swept up, like I was 12 again, reading fantasy under the covers at night. What stood out to me is how comfortably the book leans into classic fantasy elements like the orphaned hero, the wise old wizard, and the cruel noble prince. These familiar pieces are handled with care and affection, creating a story that feels timeless and grounded in tradition. The dialogue, especially from the weapons master, is packed with memorable maxims and life lessons. At times, it feels almost like reading a guidebook for inner strength, and that gives the story a unique voice. The author clearly writes from experience, and that sincerity shines through. I was surprised by how much this book moved me. It's old school in its bones, built from the stuff of classic fantasy, but it has an earnestness that's rare in today's darker, grittier fare. Orphan's Quest would be perfect for readers who loved the early Harry Potter books, Aragon, or the Belgariad. It's especially good for teens or adults who are still nursing childhood wounds or who just want to be reminded that strength often comes from the most overlooked places.
Thanks for joining us on the Literary Titan podcast. If today's review sparked your interest, be sure to pick up a copy of the book and experience it for yourself. If you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a rating, or share it with a fellow book lover. Got a book you think we should read next? Let us know. We're always looking for good books. Until next time, keep reading, not just to escape, but to grow.